gridiron fanatics out there. Glad you are here with us for another edition of Gridiron Gab Pro Style, where we gab about all things on the pro football gridiron, from the scoops of the regular season to the scores in the postseason and the picks of the off season. Let's start gabbing. Welcome back, all you fellow gabbers. Glad to have you back again. I am, of course, Mr. CeeLo, back here talking to you about all of the happenings. And with less than 3 weeks to go before opening kickoff, or kickoff 2023, we have juice, and lots of it. And of course, it involves Jonathan Taylor, which after the Colts gave him the okay to seek a trade, they've given him that they've informed him that he has up until Tuesday. As you most have known and seen how this has played out, basically Irsay, crapped the bed again. You basically messed this whole situation up by opening his mouth after he did not act, and one of the best backs in the league is after we're seeing this true demonetization of the running back position and just the true total lack of any kind of, not I want to say respect, but a total disregard for the running back position. And I think for the most part, ownership is going to pay for it. GMs are going to pay for it as well, because you're going to see teams like the Atlanta Falcons and the Tennessee Titans, whom are not necessarily going to be pass-first offenses. They're going to cause a lot of havoc with defenses, because there's going to be a lot of defenses that are going to be, I would say, just your basic cover and blitz type style defenses. They're going to be accustomed to covering wide receivers, and you get these big bulging backs coming down hill at you, and it's not, for lack of a better term, a sight to see if you're a defensive back, and especially a linebacker if they're coming with a head of steam and you have no momentum. No linebacker wants to get hit with a head of steam. But back to the Jonathan Taylor story. I see that they have said that they're giving him till Tuesday, which is mandatory cut down days from 90 to 53, excuse me. They're getting quite a few calls from what I'm hearing. You're seeing some talks with people such as the Dolphins, of course. The Chicago Bears are in there. I actually did a show on this already when the news broke that the Colts were going to allow him to seek a trade. Then there's the Buffalo Bills. And now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, from what I'm seeing. And, of course, and Denver Broncos as well. But, guys, I want you to go to the Facebook page, Gridiron Gab Pro Style, please, and check out the poll, because I've seen quite a few of you guys, and I'm going to make sure this is a long list, because some of you guys, I appreciate the love that you guys are putting out there. Make sure you watch. Keep going, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you guys can get the latest shows that are coming out on Gridiron Gab. But as we look at the poll that you guys have put out, I hope you guys are not just Chicago Bear fans hoping that Jonathan. But 29% of you guys, and by the way, 75 of you guys vote. That is awesome. But then Jay also says that the Jags make sense and have the cap space. Well, Jay, here's the issue I have with that right there. Well, one, doesn't make sense to them, because the last thing we want to do, Jay, is trade him in division. Thank you so much for the response. But I respectfully disagree. It won't be the Jags. More than likely, yes, they have the cap space. You're right. But they also have Travis Etienne. And he's the number one guy. And they do not want his carries compromised with Taylor. Taylor's an 1,800-yard guy. He needs the ball if he's healthy. He needs to have it. And I know what you're going to say. Travis Etienne is not an all-around back. Well, I tend to disagree with that. I think Etienne did a great job last year. I just think they need a viable backup to him if we're going to go that route. But as I said, let's keep looking at the poll here. As I said, I'm really grateful you guys hit this up and you guys are really being responding here. And then I see 2% have said Minnesota. Possibly. I could see that, but I don't think the cap space. They have the cap space. Kansas City. Kansas City doesn't have the cap space for sure, but that would make a serious contender again of Kansas City. Kansas City is going to need to score as many points as they can if they can't get this Chris Jones thing resolved in a hurry. And I did a show just a few moments ago, and I will be uploading that later. So you guys please check that out, because if the Chiefs can't get Chris Jones, this is going to be a long season. The Commanders is a good one. I've seen 1% of you guys. The Carolina Panthers, of course, you guys know I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I would love to have them, but I don't think they're doing that. Not with Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard. The Colts. Somebody has 5% saying the Colts. It's possible, but I think that relationship is, I think it's gone. I don't think he's going back to Indianapolis. And then there's Dallas. Not a bad selection. I would totally agree, because Tony Pollard, I'm not sold on him. I still think he's better as a change of pace, second or third down back, if you will, but not as a starter. 16% of you guys said the Miami Dolphins. I say if the Dolphins get this guy, now there are a few outlets that are saying that the Miami Dolphins are in hot pursuit. Hot pursuit. Hope that Dolphin fans, if you get this guy, AFC title game. And it'll be you and the Bengals. Write it down. Miami gets Jonathan Taylor. It's going to be the Bengals and Dolphins. Write it down. AFC title game. And this is not a bad move if they do that. But you got 25% you saying the Buffalo Bills. Ooh. Miami Dolphin fans, you're basically now, according to the poll now, you're in a race, unless these are all Buffalo Bill fans. But if the Bills show any interest here, the question is, are they going to have the cap space? And I don't know that they do. I don't think they do. But if they get them, this is going to be the year the Buffalo Bills break through and possibly beat the Bengals. Yeah, you heard me right. But I don't know if Buffalo's making the move. I haven't heard much about them making anything. That could change, though. But 25% of you think Buffalo's going to get them. And then there's 5% that say the Ravens. The Ravens make more sense because the Indianapolis Colts can get a running back in another deal, because they have a stockpile of them. And then there's the Eagles. This one right here, the two teams that have the most to gain from this are going to be the Dolphins and the Eagles. If the Eagles get Jonathan Taylor, you might as well just go ahead and say, goodness gracious, they're going back to the Super Bowl. They're going to represent the NFC yet again. But only 9% of you guys said that. I think a lot of that is because these guys have very limited cap space. And then 29% of you, the team that got the most votes was the Chicago Bears. And this move actually makes sense because the Bears actually do have another running back that is a proven commodity, which I'm not happy about, to be a lead back for the Colts in Deontay Foreman. He goes back in the division that he just previously left before he was a Carolina Panther in the AFC South when he was a member of the Tennessee Titans. This makes sense because I don't understand why the Bears signed Deontay Foreman in the first place unless they're just going to run 3 running backs. But this makes sense because they can get Taylor and... Now, this is just my feel on it. If they get Taylor, Khalil Herbert goes back to the bench. I mean, sorry, Khalil. I mean, that's that's just the way it goes. I'm sorry. I see him as being the guy, and as Jonathan Taylor, that is. I see Jonathan Taylor being the guy, and Khalil Herbert is, he filled in great and looked like a starting back in some games, but he's just not that guy. If you got Jonathan Taylor sitting there, it's an 1,800-yard guy. But that's pretty much what the poll is. And please, guys, keep going. If you got individuals in the groups or you know people that are interested in this type of stuff, please. We send out polls every night, and we're gonna leave this one up. I will send this one within the chat because, guys, listen, this ain't over. This thing can go all the way up till Tuesday. Jonathan Taylor has until Tuesday when they have to cut down rosters. Okay? So, guys, get these votes in. I just wanted to let you guys know. I read your votes and I read your responses and I love them. And I appreciate all of that, but that's going to do it for us. If you guys want to give comments, I keep forgetting to open the comments on YouTube. And I greatly appreciate all your comments on the polls and on the Facebook page. But until next time, until we meet again, same Gab platform, same Gab channel.